What's going on YouTube? And welcome back to the Digimon Laboratory. Now, I went ahead and got a new setup going and everything, so let me know down in the comments if this setup is better or you prefer the previous one in the last video. I know in my last video showed you a deck profile for purple. I felt like I want to go a little more aggressive, test around with a couple of things. So I have a green deck profile for you today. Now, let's start off with the Digitamas, or the Digi-Eggs. Got 4 Agromon Digi-Eggs. Now, the Agromon Digi-Egg is pretty good. I say 4 of it just because I feel like it's one of those things to where they do not kill the Digimon underneath, built on top of it, that it gives you a lot of advantage. It says on your turn, if this Digimon is unsuspended during your unsuspend phase, gain a memory. This can stack up very, very fast if your opponent do not take out the right Digimon. And then for a 5th Digitama, I just thought I'd go ahead and put in the Minomon. You just never know when you need that 1000 DP. I'm testing this line out. I'm thinking about playing a couple of the other Digi-Eggs, but you know, I think I want to be a little more aggressive and go over more of a memory gauge kind of build. For all us for our level 3s, we play the Agumon. Agumon gives you 1000 DP and then inherit. Then we play not one, but we play 2 full play sets of 2 cost vanillas. Now, why I play this is all granted, in my opinion, right now in BT 1.5, it's all about energy starving your opponent, 100%. So, drop it at 2 cost with the memory tamer out, and then being able to digivolve once, maybe even twice on just 3 memory is very, very good in my opinion. And then just to round out the level 3s, I played a 2 Terriermon. Always good against Rookie Rush, good against any deck, any blue deck that wants to go ahead and use Hammer Sparks or use, Leomon's Destruction ability to gain a memory. If it's not a tamer, Terriermon says you can't do it. In my opinion, this is kind of standard level 3 rookie lineup. 14. Let's go into the level 4s. We have 4 Stingmon. Now, 4 Stingmon. Why Stingmon? Because Stingmon is a 1 cost to Digivolve, and it has an inherent ability. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon by battle and survives, you gain a memory. So it constantly puts pressure on your opponent once you get to level 5 and leaving level 6. Once you kill their Digimon by battle, you're constantly gaining memory to either Digivolve up or Sworn Field even more. We'll play a play set of Vegemon just for the cheap Digivolution cost. And here was where I put my own little spin into it. 3 Tyrannomon. Now, if you don't know what Tyrannomon does, Tyrannomon when Digivolve, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 level 5 Digimon and a green tamer amongst them, and add to your hand, put everything else in the bottom of your deck. Now this is good for, pretty much unbricking your hand. You hit a level 5, you have an instant level 5 to go into, either that turn or the following turn. You hit a level 5 in a tamer, best case scenario, you can either Digivolve into the level 5 to draw a card, or you can set up your tamer if it's a tamer that you actually don't have a board or established yet. Being able to have that option is very good. I know the DP is lower than I really would want it to be, but just giving me that ability to actually dig for my level 5s and my green tamers is actually very good. Then we round it out with not 1 but 2 Terriermons. Just giving any Digimon the ability to gain 1000 DP for every suspended Digimon my opponent has makes this deck flow a lot better. On top of that is a 1 cost Digivolution. So you know we're all about starving our energy. We're starving our opponent out of memory, and we're all about going ahead and getting that memory ourselves. Now, as far as level 5s, it really doesn't deviate from strategy at all. We got 4 Banchostingmon. So Banchostingmon, when it has an inherent ability, when you delete a Digimon by battle and survive, gain a memory. So this deck is all about, think about it, piercing. So, in our level 6s, there are Digimon there that like to attack and pierce the opponent's Digimon or want to have the Digimon suspended in order to do different things. Being able to kill opponent's Digimon and gain massive amounts of memory off of it does nothing but put you in driver's seat and gives you a lot of advantage. The level 5 lineup is a tad bit bigger than usual, but we got a play set of Blossomons just for the Digivolution 3 cost. You know, on Digivolution 3 cost, just suspend a Digimon, it goes up, and you know it's basically for free once you spend any of your Digimon. Then the 1 Agumon. I mean, you can only play 1. Agumon's too good, and Agumon has a heritability to where when this Digimon is attacking, so your level 6s, and then come into the future your level 7s. When you're attacking, you have this Digivolution source. You can play a level 3 from your hand, suspended, without paying a cost. So it constantly just swarms the field. I played 9 level 5s. I was thinking about maybe putting it to 8. I think 9 flows a little bit better in my opinion. It's just my opinion. And then for the level 6s, Big Boss Monsters. Starter deck in my opinion, Banchostingmon. Sorry. Banchostingmon has piercing. So whenever you delete an opponent's Digimon by battle and survive, you do a security check. So if you see the theme of the deck, it's all about killing your opponent's Digimon to then hit security. So Banchostingmon also have an effect that says when attacking, if your opponent Digimon is 12,000 or more, so a lot of level 6s, some level 6s have 12,000 or more. All level 7s are 12,000 or more. This gains +2 security. So being able to pierce over a smaller Digimon, gain 2-3 memory off of killing that Digimon on your turn, and doing 3 security checks, that's the route I'm going with this deck. For a secondary attacker, Mega Gagomon. Mega Gagomon, when it digivolves, it has a mini Puppetmon effect. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and it cannot unsuspend during their unsuspending phase. So you can suspend a blocker and make sure that blocker stays down until your next turn. It's all about setting your opponent back, thinking they established a board, and thinking they're trying to probably push in for damage or push in to try to go for game. You rest the Digimon. You make sure it doesn't come back up. Even if they digivolve into, unless the ability says restand or unsuspend the Digimon, they can't do that. And on top of that, Big Gagomon gets +1 security while your opponent has a suspended Digimon. Threat. This is also a threat towards any deck that relies on basically their security and security recovery. This is a great card against yellow decks, especially when you're pushing in for security checks. And 11,000, 12,000, 13,000 DP, hitting security +2. Security +2 is not nothing to scoff at. Then the 1 Ceresmon. Ceresmon is good. If you don't know what Ceresmon does, it has Digivolution 3, which means you can suspend one of your Digimon, and you can reduce the Digivolution cost of it by 3, which makes it 2-drop. And during your turn, when you're digivolving with Digisorption, which we have a few Digisorption cards, you can suspend your opponent's Digimon instead, which means you can then set up for the Banchostingmon plays to pierce over, to possibly do +3 security, go up to, 16, 17, 18 KDP, things like that. So let's go into the option cards. Option cards, we got 4 of them, 3 flower cannons. Flower cannon. What else can I say about it? And 1 hidden potential discovered, because of that 1 card's too good. In my opinion, green needed to get nerfed, or it was just going to run rampant. It was so fast, so aggressive. It's still a great card. We still play this. We play, cards that will potentially, and security, help us not die. And on top of that, it suspends a Digimon. And then we go ahead and play the hidden potential, hidden security, adds at the hand. You're able to digivolve and the Digimon basically for free. This whole entire deck, hidden potential was just digivolve the Digimon for free. And it's basically a Digisorption in itself. Tamers, we actually are playing a, in my opinion, decently good amount of Tamers for this deck. We played a 1 Mimi to Takasha. Mimi is a memory tamer. And if you don't know what memory tamer is, it's just if you have 2 or less memory when your opponent passes the turn, you go to 3. And Mimi has a main ability to where if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you can either hatch, rehatch, or hatch a Digimon for the turn, or you can raise that Digimon if it's a level 3. So it gives you an additional breeding phase or additional raise phase within the main phase. So if you already, say for example, you have a Vegemon in your raising area, and you control we just say you control a Blossomon. You can go ahead and suspend the Mimi to bring up the Vegemon, even though you digivolved in your raising area this turn. You can still bring it up with Mimi's ability. Mimi is pretty dang busted in green. Now, along with Mimi, I personally like Izzy. Izzy says when you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, what you do is you suspend it, and then you look at the top, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a green Digimon, you immediately add it to hand. If it's not, just put it on the bottom of your deck. So this helps you get constantly get cards into your hand. Just playing Izzy alone, I think I tested about 5 or 6 games playing. I was playing against Blue Omnimon. I ended up with maybe like 14 cards to hand, and about 7 of them from off of Izzy. Izzy is relatively, he's just good. He really is just good, especially when you get a 5 established. Both of these cards together in tandem is really nutty. And then for the last 2 cards, we played 2 Kens. Now, while Ken is a memory tamer and it kind of conflicts with Mimi, having 3 memory tamers, in my opinion, is not a bad thing. It actually makes sure that you do not get memory deprived, or memory starved from your opponent playing strategically. And then Ken also has an ability on your turn when one of your green or blue Digimon delete opponent's Digimon by battle and survive, suspend this, gain a memory. So you can potentially, off of Banchostingmon, deliver a +3 security check and gain 3 memory from Ken and a fully stacked Banchostingmon. So this is the premise of the deck. Gain memory while depriving your opponent of memory themselves. Now, I would like to know what you guys think about this deck profile. Couple of things I might change, couple of things I should change, couple different routes. I'd like to hear your feedback. Well, YouTube, if you can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to keep on pushing out videos as much as possible. We got a few videos from our locals over this past weekend. I'm going to go ahead and upload. So, I'll catch y'all in the next one.